Hey everybody, Lord Tremendous here. Got another battle report here for you. Battle report number 25 of the 40k saga. This is game 3 of 3 of the state tournament. Tis I, Lord Tremendous of the Thousand Suns, versus the greater good of the Tau. This is actually a buddy of mine from my local game store. It just so happened to link up against each other in this tournament. And it is, although we've hung out and we know each other, we've never actually played against each other. It's kind of weird the way that works out. So this is our first game together after knowing each other for a while. And, well, it's got a little bit of a twist and a first in it. So you may or may not enjoy it. We'll find out in about 20 to 30 minutes. So sit back, relax, and get ready to see how it goes. Here's my list, which is the same as it's been for the past 2 battle reports. I have Armon as my warlord. He's got the Black Staff of Arbon, Frag and Crack Grenades, and the Infernal Bolt Pistol. Next, I have a Sorcerer on a disc with a Plasma Pistol and a Force Sword. Then there's 10 Zangors with an Auto Pistol, Chain Swords, and an Instrument of Chaos. And then I got a bunch of units of Rubric Marines. The first unit is a 10 by brick with 8 Infernal Bolters, Soul Reaper Cannon, and the Sorcerer's got a Force Axe and a Warp Flame Pistol. The second unit is a unit of 9 Rubric Marines with 8 Warp Flamers, with the Sorcerer having a Force Sword and a Warp Flame Pistol. They're all inside of a Chaos Rhino with a Combo Bolter. Then I got my last unit, which is the original unit that I had, my 10 by Rubric Marines with 8 Infernal Bolters, a Soul Reaper Cannon, with the Sorcerer with a Force Staff and an Infernal Bolt Pistol. I have my unit of 5 Scarab Occult Terminators, because it'd be illegal to get rid of them at this point, with 3 Infernal Combo Bolters, 4 Power Swords, a Soul Reaper Cannon, with the Sorcerer having a useless Force Staff and an inert Infernal Combo Bolter. Last, but so far from least, is my Renegade Knight, Lord Tremendous. He's got Titanic Feet, 2 Rapid-Fire Battle Cannons, and 3 Heavy Stubbers. He's the reason I play this army. Anyway, that's it for my list. I'm going to post my opponent's list, play some music. Feel free to pause it whenever you like, see what he took. So here's deployment, and it's your standard walk across the map, beat the crap out of your opponent type of thing. As you can see, there are, objective markers on the left and right side there, top and bottom. They're in the corners and on the sides. But I'm not good at this game, and I'm not good with objectives. So I just wanted to shoot my buddy. He just wanted to shoot me. We were tired. It had been a long day. We still had a 4-hour drive back home ahead of us. So we were going to have as much fun as possible, or not. And, well, you'll see how it goes. Here's top of 1 after movement, and I more or less just kind of stay put. I move up a little bit just to try to get some stuff in range, but I chose the path where you get points every turn after the first turn for every objective you control and stuff like that. So I've got my Rubric Marines on the left, my Zangors in the middle, and my Rubric Marines on the right trying to hold points. I got my Chaos Chariot in the middle, kind of blocked by the terrain. You can't really see it. And it's going up there. It's going to try to clear out some Tau. And I've got Lord Tremendous moving up on the left flank there to try to take those guys out as quick as possible since he's got the big guns. That's really it for movement. During the Psychic phase, the only real thing that happens is my Terminator Sorcerer and my Sorcerer on a Disc are able to smite and Infernal Gaze the Pathfinders that are in that crater up there and kill all but 2 of them, 2 or 3 of them, which was really awesome. I rolled really well. So we go into the initial shooting phase, and Lord Tremendous starts us off just because I'm in the mood, and is able to wipe out the Pathfinders, which is outstanding. And I split my fire with Lord Tremendous. The other rapid-fire battle gun went into the Devilfish over there, and I actually wounded like 7 or 9 times somewhere in there. My opponent had like a 5-up or a 6-up save, something ridiculously small, and made all but 1 or 2, so I do a total of 3 wounds to him. I was devastated. I was like, oh my god, that was some beautiful rolling. And, yeah, not sexy at all. My Terminators open up on the Devilfish as well, and they're able to put 5 wounds on it total, which was not the plan at all. I was really hoping... I'm sorry, they don't shoot at Devilfish. They shoot at the guys that were on top of that level there, killing all but 1. It wasn't the plan at all. They were supposed to kill the stuff inside the Devilfish. It just didn't work out because, wow, my opponent rolled out of the box for a save. So, I mean, both of us just jaws on the ground. It was crazy. And then the one remaining Pathfinder from the guys that my Terminator shot at run away during the morale phase. Not a super eventful first turn, but definitely an interesting one. That brings us to bottom 1 after movement, and he doesn't really need to. He does a lot of movement. As you can see over on the left flank there, all of his commanders come down. He's got 5 or 7 of these bastards, but they all come down on the left flank to deal with Lord Tremendous and the Terminators, and they've got the firepower to do it. On the right side there, the Devilfish come running over to deal with my, what is it? Chaos Rhino and the Rubik Marines and stuff like that. And that's really all the movement he has. He adjusts a couple of guys in the terrain on the right side there and in the middle terrain on his deployment area, but that's really it. He's gonna hurt me. And yeah, I suck at this game. And then we kick off the shooting phase, and he starts off modest, killing 1 Rubik Marine that's inside the crater, giving me a little bit of cover. 1 dies, and considering the amount of shots he just threw at him, that's not terrible. And then using marker lights and a lot of other shooting, he kills all but 4 of them. Yeah, went from 0 to 60 real quick. Against my Terminators, a Pathfinder gets a marker light on them, and then I believe the commander that's sitting on top of the terrain there lays waste to one of the Terminators, all by his lonesome. And then this guy, the one on the left there, opens up on him, killing one of his own. You know what? Consistency, you gotta respect it. Everything else opens up on Lord Tremendous, and he does 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 wounds to me, and that sucked. He's just far enough out of range that my rubrics can't get a hold of him. Oh, man. I realize right here and now I'm a corpse. I made like no saves. It was painful. Gonna get beat, but I'm gonna try for now. So here's top 2, my second attempt at doing something in this game. So I unload my Warp Flamers out of the Chaos Rhino, and they're going to move in and try to burn up the Devilfish. Or what they're going to try to burn up what's inside the Devilfish if I can blow this stupid thing up this turn. My Rubik Marines have to move in order to get into unit cohesion. The Chaos Rhino runs around the side. And the Zangors and the other Rubik Marines stay put, and I think I forget to move my Sorcerer on a disc because I'm stupid. The Terminators move forward to try to do a little bit of damage, and that's it for movement. In the Psychic phase, my Sorcerer on a disc is able to smite this commander for 3 points of damage. I do believe I try to hit him with Infernal Gaze, and I am not able to roll high enough on 2d6 in order to cast it. So, at least I did 3 mortal wounds. I'll take it. My Terminator Sorcerer is able to do the same thing on the commander that's up top there, doing 1 mortal wound to him. My Warp Flaming Sorcerer, Rubik Sorcerer, is able to do a single wound to the Devilfish because it's the closest thing to him. And then we go into shooting. My 4 remaining Rubik Marines put some shots into the Devilfish there. I'm trying to crack the damn thing open, but I'm only able to do 1 more wound to the thing. My Terminators fire their stuff at the same Devilfish. Again, I'm trying to crack it open so I can open up with my Warp Flamers on them. And I'm able to get it down to about 5 wounds. It's just not enough. I know it's a crapshoot. I know it's a garbage target. but the stuff that's in there I want to burn up, and it's just not looking like it's going to happen. And after firing just about everything I can at the devilfish, I have no choice. I have to open it up on it with my warp flamers, and I'm able to destroy it. It doesn't blow up, but you know, nothing inside of it dies either because my opponent doesn't roll any ones. It's going away from me really, really fast. And at this point, I can't blame the dice gods. And then we go into the assault phase. I'm out of ideas, good, bad, or otherwise, so I send in the what's it called? Chaos Rhino first. He takes the Overwatch and is fine. And then my Warp Flamers go in right behind him, and they actually make it, which was a huge boon. I don't know how well I'm going to do in combat, though. These guys really suck at close combat. Lord Tremendous goes into here and takes, I think, a couple more wounds for his trouble, but he does get in, and maybe I could kill one of the commanders before he wipes me off the table. I don't know. I'm grabbing at straws. And then my Terminators go in. We're gonna beat the crap out of someone or die trying. So in this combat over here, I flub spectacularly. I lose 2 guys, and I do nothing in return. Absolutely nothing. And I gotta be honest with you, my patience with this game cracks right here. Over here, more absolute, just spectacular amounts of fail on my part. I do nothing with Lord Tremendous, not 1 wound. In return, I don't take anything back, but I'm totally screwed next turn because disengage will allow him to fall back. Since he flies, he gets to shoot, and they're just going to melt him. Because that fucking makes sense. Then my Terminators attack. They do 5 wounds, which is actually really good for them, and they don't take anything in return, but again, they're just gonna fall back and light them up, and I'm gonna die, because apparently anything that has flight can fall back and shoot with basically no penalty, because fuck you, Games Workshop. Eat fire. So that brings me to my opponent's bottom of 2, and he does exactly what I said. Everything falls back, gets out of combat, so that they can just light me up with their superior firepower. The Pathfinders in combat with the Warp Flamers and the Chariot back up, because everything's going to just eat my lunch. The stuff inside the Devilfish on the right get out to just finish them off, and you can't fault him for that. Devilfish moves over to shoot up the Rubric Marines, can't fault him for that. And really, I'm just the guy that's going to pick up models this game, because I'm incredibly just outgunned, outplayed, and out-talented. So we go into my opponent's shooting phase, and he opens up, I think, with his big-ass robot. I think he opens up into the Chaos Rhino and destroys it. It doesn't blow up, but it does wreck it, and, you know, that was good shooting. Then something shoots at the Zangors and drops 5 of them. And admittedly, my opponent will even admit this, he was rolling out of the box, but yeah, 5 Zangors just drop dead. I mean, it is what it is, they're just Zangors. Top there, open up on the Terminators and just destroy them. Epically fucking destroy them. It's actually a little painful. I think one of the commanders also shoots at them to do some damage, but oh my goodness. Terminators melt like the ice cubes they are. And then the little Tau bastards on the right open up and kill 3 or 4 more of my Warp Flamers. And then they get an order or something like that from a named character that lets them fire again, or a unit gets to fire multiple times, something, or multiple shots, something happens, and the rest of the Warflamers get melted off the table as well. The commanders, laughing because close combat is a fucking joke in this game, open fire on Lord Tremendous with no negatives whatsoever and just destroy him. He doesn't explode either because I'm smart enough to leave my C4 off my exploding vehicles now. But yep, there he goes too. And then as an afterthought, he finishes off my Sorcerer on a disc. I don't even think he took any wounds yet. He's just like, oh yeah, we gotta blap this retard. And they do. And yeah. Like I said, my patience for the game has cracked. I'm actually so upset. Not with my opponent at all. My opponent is an awesome individual. But just at 40k, the game, the rules, the way it's all working out, my own, just awful amounts of ineptitude. I'm just going. This game happened over a month ago, almost 2 months ago, and just going over the battle report, I'm going into hissy fit bitch mode. I can feel it, and I'm sure you can hear it. Hits keep on coming, though. He sends his devilfish in the assault phase into my Rubik Marines. I overwatch, but I do it with butterfly kisses and Nerf footballs. The vehicle does not, or I do nothing to the vehicle, but the vehicle is able to actually kill a Rubik Marine. Oh, yep, I'm teetering on the edge right here. I have a limit. I've never reached it before in a war game, but I've reached it in this game. And again, nothing against my opponent. He did nothing wrong. He was cool the whole time. But it's too much all at once, and I'm going to throw a temper tantrum, throw myself on the floor, kicking and screaming. We go to top of 3, and to be perfectly honest with you, because why stop now, I'm crushed. I don't want to play anymore. I'm actually not having any fun. Like, zero fun. And again, I know I've said this a bunch, but I'm going to keep saying it. My opponent did nothing wrong. My opponent was golden, did everything right. Super cool. Not a poor winner or a poor loser. Not a poor sport in any way, shape, or form. I want that very clear. It's just the game. I'm sitting here and I'm looking at it, and I have no desire to play anymore. Zero. And that's never happened before. So I don't know what to do. I mean, God knows I've lost this game. There's nothing I can do. He's going to table me. It's only turn 3, and I've got scraps left on the table. I almost quit, but I'm like, you know what? No, I'll play it out. I can tolerate one more turn of him just shooting me off the table, and that'll be it. So I don't move. I keep everything where it's at because there's no reason for me to do anything. I'm dead. Let him have at me. That's it for my movement. We go into shooting phase, and I'm able to get 3 wounds off on the closest commander thing because actually that's not terrible. So it could have been a lot better, could have been a lot worse. I did 3 wounds to him. It's not enough to help me at all, but at least I feel like he's going to have to go to a hospital. Nothing else in shooting helps. We go into close combat. I'm able to slip a wound through on the devilfish. He kills another Rubik Marine. And that's it. Nothing happens in the morale phase, so that was all I could tolerate. I didn't even take a picture. I turned my camera off, I put it away, and I just told my opponent, listen, man, I am one more dice roll away from taking my entire army, throwing it in the trash can, and stomping it to bits. I don't want to play this game anymore. It's not his fault at all, and I was very adamant to tell him that. And he understands. He does. And I said, I surrender. You get full points. I don't want shit. I want to not have to play this goddamn game anymore. And not just, I'm not talking about the game I'm playing. I'm talking about 40K. I need a break. The rules creep has already happened. A lot of armies have abilities that are just grating on my fucking nerves. Disengage being one of the most god-awful rules ever written by mortal man, next to anything written for Age of Sigmar. And, you know, disengage is a derivative from that fucking garbage game. But yeah, just, I got a special character that lets me do this, and I got a character that lets me do that, and if I spend 3 command points, I can re-roll all my failed hits and wounds, because Games Workshop is just a terrible rule writing company. Just some of the worst in the business, like painfully bad. And it's gotten to me. It has. It finally got to me, so I quit. And I take a long break from 40K after this. But yes, as anticlimactic as that is, I, for the first time in my wargaming career, quit a game before it's done and surrender. 'Cause just fuck this game. So this was my first ever rage quit defeat for Lord Tremendous. I just couldn't physically play this game anymore. I needed to throw a hissy fit. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to try to make excuses. I threw a hissy fit. I quit. I pouted. It was bad. I quit in turn 3. Damn this game. I'm sorry. I couldn't. I was not enjoying it at all. I tried. I dug deep. I tried to resist, and from game 1 all the way to game 3, I just could not enjoy myself. I could not find anything to enjoy about it. That's not entirely true. Game 1 was actually really cool to play against the Epperly and stuff like that. But game 2, with all the tarantula turrets and the shifty rules playing and stuff like that, not to mention my own inability to stop it from happening, and then this game with just all of Games Workshop's awful rule writing just coming to fruition, I guess. Just it finally hit a point. And yeah, I hissy fitted out like a bitch, quit, surrendered, gave my opponent full points, and he took them all. And he didn't have a choice. I was going to force him to take them. And I took a big fat 0 because that's what I deserved. And honestly, that's what I feel like. I just did not enjoy 40K at all. I've been playing now since 2007. Different war games and stuff like that. And never in my wargaming career, history, whatever you want to call it, have I ever had such a progression of terrible luck, dice, playing by me, none of my opponents. And it was too much. Maybe I was tired, maybe I was whiny, maybe I was PMSy, I don't know. I have no desire to play the game. I just took a long break from it. I started putting orcs together, thinking maybe I needed a fresher perspective, maybe I needed to play a different army. I know that, and at this moment, I knew that a lot of this was me. I'm not good at this game. I do a lot of stupid things. Luck carries me through a lot of my games, and my luck has definitely abandoned me in 40K, but it just feels deeper than that, more frustrating than that, and wow. I mean, I'm not exaggerating when I tell you, I was ready to throw every model away, and the only reason I didn't is because I barely hold on to sanity, and I was worried my wife was going to be mad at me. But joking aside, the power creep is typical GW bullshit power creep. And it got to me. Number one, I hate Games Workshop. I do. Yes, they have some of the best models on the market, and that's the only good thing you can really say about them. They are awful at just about everything else, including probably being human beings. It's probably just me. I get it. I know I'm ranting and whining like a bitch, but I take a break from 40K after this. I apologize to my opponent. We drove 4 hours back. He was in my car the whole time, and he was cool about it the whole time. I mean, really, honestly, what does he care? He got full points in a state tournament where all 4 legs of it, are cumulative. All the points that you can get count. So he really wasn't overly upset with me for quitting, but at the same time, I wanted to really make sure that he didn't feel bad for me throwing a pouty, hissy fit. And we're cool. We're still cool. Talked to him numerous times after that. We played some games. He's good people, and I don't think he resents me any more than he should. So yeah, this was a really great opponent. I've been friends with him for a while. We finally got a game in together. I really hate that our first game was tainted by my own ineptitude and poutiness. But like I said, it's not his fault at all that I had a bad game. I blame myself and Games Workshop equally. That's not entirely fair. Maybe I blame Games Workshop a lot more, but I also take responsibility for my own bitchiness. I would welcome a rematch against my opponent, but maybe we could play some other game, because honestly, 40K is starting to rub me the wrong way, and that's not good. Usually when I feel like this, I walk away from a game. And it doesn't help at all that we started playing Kings of War, and honestly, it's a lot of fun. Honestly, it's fantasy, so I enjoy that a lot more. But, you go from a game like Kings of War into a game like 40K, and you really see the flaws in 40K's rules. Yes, Kings of War is a lot more streamlined, a lot more vanilla, I'm going to say. I would say balanced, but it is balanced, don't get me wrong, but it's at the same time, it's just... Like I said, the rules difference between one and the other, you can really see the faults in 40K. But that's for a rant video, not this battle report. So, yeah, honestly, I'm just glad that this game's over. So, am I going to continue playing 40K? Yes, I'm putting together orcs, I'm trying different things, I'm taking a break, trying to take a different perspective, take some time off, big deep breath, play other games, branch out a little bit. I'm running a Starfinder campaign. I'm trying to let all the rage go and maybe find some sort of zen middle with Games Workshop before I sell all my 40K stuff and just swear off the game yet again. But we'll see. We'll see. I do have another battle report coming up with my orcs. It's only a 500-point game, so it's short. but it's interesting, and well, you'll see when I post it, whenever I get around to it. I do have a Kings of War battle report coming up as well, and that game's a little bit longer, and I bring my ogres, because really that's the only army I have right now. So it's that's much better than this one, so yeah. But anyway, that's going to do it for this battle report. I apologize for being such a whiny bitch for all of it, but honestly, this is like my therapy. This is me really letting it out, just my frustrations with 40K and Games Workshop in general. And I know I don't speak for anyone else. I'm well aware that it's me. I'm well aware that I'm the one with the problem, and I've made peace with my demons, and we all live together in comfort and harmony, or whatever comfort and harmony means to me. So I don't want to say I'm going to quit the game or anything like that, but I don't want to play it right now. So we'll see what happens after some time has passed. I'm sure you didn't enjoy this as much as my other battle reports, but if you want, you can put a question, comment, concern, or complaint in the comment section below, and feel free to flame me about it. I know it's coming. I don't disagree that I deserve it, so bring it on. Vent right back. You're in a safe space here. Everything's okay. If you're still listening, thanks.